Hello everybody, welcome to Stonehearth, me Banto. So today we're actually gonna make a new town. I have so many problems with Caldor, so for that reason we're gonna make a new town. We might continue with Caldor once maybe potentially some things are fixed, but really don't wait for it. It's just, you know, the game's so bugged with it, it's pretty much unplayable. So for that reason I'm making a brand new town. We're going for normal mode, we're going for Ascendancy again. But I think that we're gonna try this time to start out a little bit different. So we didn't reach the end goal with making a fortress or castle on that island. So I think for that reason we're actually gonna focus this time, starting on an island pretty much. And we're gonna build it from there, and I think that's a really good decision that we do that. I hope you guys can agree with me. I really don't want to see Caldor go away, but just for the moment I really feel like we should just pause it down for a little bit and maybe some things get fixed. See the three of these dudes, they look very similar, even four of them, look at this. They're like identical, they have different hair colors, pretty much that's about it. These two guys get a little bit more blush, I guess. So what we want to start with, I think I kinda like to go with Trapper's Knife, because it can take a while to get it, it's pretty expensive. But this time I'm gonna go for Farmer's Hoe. Also gonna gather this food. You can actually scroll this down. That's something that I didn't know when I was starting out super long ago. So we're gonna gather all these foods. We can go for all of them. We have 50 more gold. We can buy something. Maybe a sword could be nice. Let's go for a sword, so we don't have to care too much about that in the beginning. So pretty much what I find today is actually a good island, and we have a potential already in the first map here. So this island, it's pretty big. If you want to use this same map when you're playing, the seed is down here, just enter this number and get the exact same map as I do have here. But you see this island is really big, it's bigger than the one we had before, and the water is pretty big, to be honest. It's pretty far from the mountain, so if you think about those things, being close to the good ores and everything, then maybe this is not the best place. But we still have the mountain, and I really feel I want to build out here, you know. We should be able to find minerals up there, even though it says trees and plants, and minerals are pretty much non-existent, and wildlife is a ton of it. We should still be able to go here and gather that. So let's try this one out and see if we like it. Okay dudes, here we are. So see, it's a pretty big island. We got the mountain over here, which hopefully have some rich minerals. We can just hope we do have it. But you might regret this decision, we will see as we go. But I think this island is pretty nice because it's pretty decent size. It is probably around double the size as we had for Caldor. And we actually do have some berries out here, which is really good for starting out. So we're gonna settle down here. Silverrock, I guess we can go with Silverrock, it sounds pretty cool. Let's get my people maybe to salvage some of these, get some of these berries, should be nice, a little bit of food. We should get an stockpile also. And by the way, I'm using the cafe mod now as well, so we got one more mod, hopefully it's gonna work out. They updated the game recently, and I think that's maybe potentially why my world on Caldor broke a lot recently. Pretty much my AI started to not function at all, pretty much. Got to 30 to 40 error messages, and when I tried to destroy something, it just kept doing an endless loop. I will be showing a short clip of that in one of the corners. We're in the middle here, so you guys can see. It looks like really tasty chocolate. It looked really fun, but it's not fun, you know, to lose town that you've been working so hard for so long, so. But the good side of this is that we got a lot of people, so I can put in a lot of names. And I already, you know, got a ton of them, so I'm gonna go through a few of them names, and we're gonna keep adding a lot of names that haven't gotten in yet. But we're gonna do that a little bit later, I think. So we gotta figure out what we wanna do with this. This is a little bit closer to the mountain, this. I'm actually thinking if we should divide the island in two parts. Have a wall here, the wall goes around, but the wall will also go around this later as well. Or the wall will only go around one of the places, and this could be a hunting ground, a farming ground, or something like that. I think this area is pretty good if we're gonna make a village, because it's pretty big, to be honest. So I think this could be a nice spot. But if we're gonna make walls around this entire thing, we have to, you know, remove so many trees. I gotta have to go and remove so many. But we're gonna need it anyway, so... And I think we might even try to build this with my people. It's gonna be a really, really long build, so... Probably gonna be fast forward when you guys seeing it. But I'm gonna gather like all these trees, that should be a lot of it. We should get the farmer to do a little bit of work. Okay, we haven't promoted anyone to farm yet. I think I'm gonna do Mard Nonak to be our first farmer. And we're also gonna get a good carpenter. We're pretty much looking for a really good mind. A little bit low on body for this girl, Emmy here. But I think Elio should be good enough at least. Should be nice. Set up a little bit of farming. I think we will actually do the farming here for now. I just don't want it to be in the way when we're gonna do stuff. From old experience I know that I tend to put things in the way and it's just so tedious to have to remove all these things. This should be good. There's one thing that's a little bit risky with playing out here, that's when the enemies are gonna come and so on, if we don't control this entire island, they will spawn on the island most likely, and if we do control the entire island, but they do not have any way to like access it, I think it could get pretty dangerous. So maybe we should actually add like a temporary bridge or something that we can like remove later or something like that, just to like pretty much connect the lands with each other. So I think that's gonna be one of the first things we're gonna build. I also might want to make it really simple. It's gonna look ugly, I know this is not supposed to be there and end. Since we do have this destroy thing, hopefully, you know, we will be able to destroy this without too much things happening to it. I really hope it will not happen too much weird stuff with it. Maybe we could wait. Let's wait and see what happens. So I want to have walls all around this entire thing. Inside here there will be a village. I want to have some kind of keep here. And probably going to... I think we're gonna fill this thing up here. Maybe this could even be a town square. Let's see how big this is. It's maybe a little bit too big. It's 62 by 62, so it's good in that way. But I think it's a little bit too big, to be honest. I would love if we have like normal dirt fill up. We're actually working with making some kind of tool for that, but it wasn't really satisfied what we got for the game yet with it, so maybe in the future we'll see something with it. So I think what we're gonna do first is we're gonna work with a gate that we're gonna have here. So let's make a gate. We're gonna make this in stone. This gate is gonna go to the other side of the island pretty much. So let's make it a nice tower, maybe 13 by 13 or maybe like this, 17 by 17. And then we're actually gonna remove a little bit. I think we'll move this a little bit. Maybe keep it in line with this thing. Something like this. Be a nice size. Here we got 17 by 17. And the reason I make this big is because that will allow me to go and remove a little bit here, creating like a little bit slightly different shape for this entire thing. So I'm gonna make the gate and the walls for the gate first. And I'm gonna actually let my people pretty much build this thing. So maybe we do this with normal walls actually. Should we have wooden pillars? I don't know. We can go for real dark ones. Let's go revert back. We can go for something like this. So we got them. I'm gonna control check so we actually do have the same. Yeah, it's the same. That's good. Should be the same for the back as well. Nice. So this will be like the gate, the tower. They look really big, by the way. But I think it's gonna be cool. So let's make some doors so we can enter these things. We can't really craft much for the moment. So we should actually get my carpenter to do some stuff, because if we don't, we're not gonna see many things that we can put out there pretty much. Okay, so we're gonna set my carpenter to do some work here, so we can go up a little bit in levels. Gonna maintain some like core building things that I use very often. A lot of windows, some doors. Do need to get some beds early on. Probably gonna put them outside even though it doesn't look that super good. We just pretty much want to get them going, because then my people will be able to sleep and they will be working faster if they have like slept on a good bed instead of just sleeping on the ground. So I'm gonna add a few beds, maybe back here for now, I think. Elio Ambro level 1, that's good. Should allow us to make a lot more stuff. So we're gonna make some double doors and we're gonna make some lanterns. This is also going to be a cool thing, since we're using the cafe mod. We can put out the wind sail hopefully later on, which is really cool. The cool thing about it is that it actually moves around, it's not static kind of thing. But it moves around and that's really, really cool. So I want to try that out if we can put it out later on. Benches. This should allow my carpenter to go up quite a bit in levels. And we should be able to see other things here now, because the way the game works is that the things you see in here are the things that you can craft. So if you can't craft things, you can't add them to your designing things. So that's why we had to like go up in levels. We can have double doors, maybe, actually not, since they do not center perfectly. We don't have to actually have them centered, to be honest. We could actually go and put them at the side, and we do the same thing for both of these sides. Same thing, one there. Should be pretty nice. We need to have some stair. We can do it on our own, or we can add it, you know, normally. With this stair tool we got. Maybe we should try to use the stair tool, or maybe not. I kinda like to go slam, because it gives us fully customizability, which I really, really like. So I think I'm gonna make the stair, like maybe, let's see here. Maybe in the back here. Pretty long one. And we can also, if we want to, we can actually change the colors of this. That's a little bit of extra touch for this thing. So pretty much gonna do the same thing for the other side. But this is a little bit of like a different approach, since we're starting out with the walls. And after we've done that, we can actually start working on putting in houses and figure out how we'll do with like town squares and things like that pretty much. But let's go for the second floor for this thing. I'm gonna go for, I think, this really darkish one. Might change how it looks in the middle. We can, since we added this now, we can pretty much go and remove a little bit. We're gonna have to add back just a little bit here. This is just so the floor inside will actually be in a different color than this. Let's see if we got it correct. It should be. A lot of clicking to do this thing, but it's gonna be worth it. It could maybe potentially even be faster to like add this color first. I'm not sure which one will be the fastest. Let's try to do it this way this time. We'll do this one first. And we'll have to change all these extra ones. Daily update! We don't beat it. The net worth is gonna maybe be low for a while. I was thinking if we should do something like this. I'm not sure how this will look. I just feel like I want to try to do a different approach for this in visuals. And let's see where we have the stairs. I think they should be pretty much here. Go all the way back like that, so they look the same. Let's see how it would look if we put walls on this. We have to remove this one also. But maybe we can try how it looks first on this one. Did I do slabs here instead, maybe? Oh, this is not slab. The way you see it would be slab. If you look here, you see what it selects. You see it selects walls and it selects. So I'm not really sure why it's not putting out to the correct one. As you can see, it's not like it's adding the way I want to. Like, that's not the entire thing. So what we can do is to go and use the custom walls. We're not gonna have like pre-made roof or anything for this anyway, so let's try this out. And since we haven't built much, hopefully the revert tool also works now. Which means if we do fail for whatever reason, we can actually go back. When it stops working, you're pretty much screwed after that. But I think that's pretty cool. It's creating like a different shape for this thing, which I like. I like when there's a lot of shapes to the things. Here though, we can see that we might be a little bit of a problem. If we're gonna do this, we're gonna make sure it's the same for both the side. So that means that we will make sure it just goes like this directly. So that will be a little bit special, but I think that's gonna be pretty sweet. The custom walls again. Because there we did a mistake. Hopefully the revert tool works now. Yes, it did. If it didn't work like that, we would have to go back and redo the entire building, because there's no way to actually go and remove stuff in a different way. And I actually failed here a little bit as well, because I was talking and not thinking. But pretty much when it does not work, you will have to redo the entire thing, and that's such a frustration. I mean, this is a small thing still, but you could have been making something way bigger than what I made here, so... There we go, that's a good start for it. So I feel like maybe this towers will actually be 3-story high. Normally I kinda do 2 and then they go on top, but I feel like maybe this one actually should be a little bit different, because they're so like round, fat, big. It feels like they should be a little bit taller to make them not look so, I don't know, so big down there. I don't know, that sounds weird. So let's do some new stairs. And I think maybe we'll do the stairs here instead. We could have actually put these stairs in a different place. I might actually, should we do that? I think we will do that. We're gonna remove the stairs for both the sides. The reason is that we might want to have a way to go out to access that place, or we want to have windows so they can like stand their arches and stuff. So for that reason, this is a pretty bad spot for this thing. We're gonna do the same for this one. But the one thing with the game actually now is that since we can destroy buildings, we could actually put out a house. It has to go up in net worth, and we can destroy it later if we don't want it, so... But I don't know if we want to do that. But people are not doing much at all for the moment. Let's see if we have some more crates maybe we can put out, store some food and stuff in. Nice. Okay, so I think the stairs, instead, they should be maybe in the middle. Kind of would be pretty good, to be honest. So maybe go out like maybe 6 or something like that. Doesn't have to be as long as it was before. And still, like, you know, a little bit to the side of this. 5 from that side. It will be 5 from this side, from this one. Let's see if we got the same. This one is a little bit longer. It's 1 longer, like that. There we go, in the basic for it at least. Same for this one. A little bit tricky to do from above because see it in a little bit different way. Like this one became weird. The first one I kinda like succeeded with really easily. It's a little bit confusing when you see it like this. There we got both of them pretty much. Should be the same. Yep. So I want to do some things with this also. I want to add some more details. Bento, adding the details all over the place, pretty much. Something like that when they get up from it. I think that's pretty cool to have something like that. You agree? So what I'm thinking about, if my people should be actually be able to maybe go out here. Do you see that we have one color that's wrong here? My people should be able to go out here and around this thing or something. I would love if my people can go and walk on top of this thing. That would be really cool, so I think that's something we're gonna do. But guys, this is pretty much the end of this episode. We're starting a new town. I hope you guys can like it. We're starting this time a little bit different. We're going with walls and stuff like that directly. So we'll see if the calendar is gonna be back. It depends if it like kinda starts to work and so on again, because there's so many problems. It's not playable to play on that build for the moment. But guys, thanks for checking out this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it and I hope to see you guys soon again. So make sure you hit subscribe if you want to watch more videos with me, Banto. So thanks for watching. If you have ideas for this town, if you have a name request, always feel free to drop them in comments. I will be reading them through, checking them out and adding your name to the game eventually. But it's a really long list still. If you have female names though, feel free to drop them because we are lacking female names. We need more. So thanks for watching. Hope you had a good time and hope to see you next time. Take care.